everybody, SonGoshuaku here, ready to review Dragon Ball Episode 16, titled Degesu. So, here we go. Finally, the final battle is beginning, and you can see it, like I said, it looks hellish. It looks like a place where you want that final battle. Everything destroyed from the Zandamarri guys that took forever. I don't know why it took like 18 minutes or so just to beat these jabronis up. But yeah, there you see our heroes are right there, basically going through what should they do next for their plan. As you can see, Vegeta's like, should we go ahead and save Dende? Which, I gotta be honest, through this whole episode, as Dragon Ball DAIMA nearly comes to an end, it feels like Dende has just absolutely not been a priority. They've been going to hotels, lounging, like, yeah, y'all's friends is in the enemy's hands, and they're wondering, do they fight the Tamagami first and everything? Of course, they don't know yet what's happened, and Piccolo, he makes the most sense here. He says Dende comes first, and you got Hibis there with that goofy hat that he got. And there you have Nahare, aka the Supreme Kai, aka the East Kaioshin. He's like, yeah, that's right, we need to go ahead and rescue Dende. You think? And so there we go. We have the look at Gomah's palace, and we see some boots walking nearby, and it is revealed to be Degesu. Love the animation, the backgrounds, just tremendous work as always from the animation staff at Toei for Dragon Ball DAIMA. And there you go, you have Dende, who is fast asleep, and he starts crying as soon as Degesu picks him up, and he is crying out loud, and Degesu is getting annoyed by all this. Like I said, I really wonder what's going through the thoughts of Dende, because as we saw going back to the second episode, Goten and Trunks were reduced back to kids, but because they still had their mature mindsets, we the audience were able to hear their inner thoughts, and they didn't understand why their bodies was reacting like they were babies. So I really wish this would be something that they would have played around with Dende, as it would have been interesting to hear his thoughts, but maybe they didn't want to go that way because he's probably scared out of his mind and wonder where his friends are taking so long. And so the gates are closing here as they get closer to the tower, and out comes the Special 5 forces, and their guys, them all looking like, what the heck is this, right? It's the Zandamarri top 5 special forces as they go into the ground, and Vegeta and Goku, they are like, you gotta be kidding me on this one. Even even Neva looks like, what the heck are these guys on? And King Caden looks perplexed. This guy looks like he's ready to square up though. The guy here with the big pink lips and the green skin, he's like, he ready to go. I guess when you come to the third demon world, he's prepared. They are warriors after all. Bulma, aka Bulma, and Panzy also shock. And so there you go. We got Kadim. We've got Dainima, Danami. We got Helia, Mashimi, and Gaimo. I probably mispronounced all that and butchered it, but yeah, basically aka the Ginyu Force. These guys are tribute to the Ginyu Force, especially with that background. So once again, another nod to those who are big Dragon Ball Z fans, which I know there are a lot of. And this guy just starts chucking down a whole bunch of potato chips, like, and so I guess he's getting his, we have pre-workout, we have pre-meal workouts, and I guess this right here, or pre-workout drinks and stuff like that, this guy's pre-battle workout, and so basically they're thinking that what they're up against is a lot of brats, and they're very, very confident, and Vegeta's like, who are these guys? And he basically goes like, you've never heard of us? And then he's like, listen closely before you die, and Vegeta quickly shuts him off. He's like, I am, and Vegeta shuts him off. He's like, save it. This reminds me, and if you're a WWE fan, you'll remember there's a classic line where WWE Hall of Famer legend Bubba Ray Dudley, at the time he was first introduced into WWE, he was doing this stuttering gimmick, and he would be like, my name is it's the Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray Dudley and Devon Dudley. And then so The Rock was like, they're facing The Rock, and The Rock was like, who are you two Rudy Poos? And Bubba Ray Dudley goes like, I told you my name was and The Rock steals the microphone. He's like, it doesn't matter, and boom, just punches him right in the face, and the match begins. That's exactly what this reminded me of, because Vegeta is basically like, who are these guys? And the guy's, well, and he's like, save it. Oh my gosh, man. Hilarious. And then so from there, the Dandamari guy, he's like, what? He's insulted, and Vegeta is like not having any of it. Piccolo's like, this is gonna be a waste of time, and Goku's like, because, you know, he just thinks this is all hilarious. And basically Piccolo's like, hey, Vegeta, do what you will. And so Goku and Piccolo, they go ahead, and Vegeta's gonna take on the 5 Zandamarri guys. And so they're like, oh, wow, you want a piece of us? And I gotta admit, the towering difference, like, this guy must be the birder of the group in terms of just pure height alone. He's got to be like, just in terms of pure height. And so he's looking, and of course Vegeta's been smaller, you know, but even if Vegeta was regular size, this guy was still tower, as if that's gonna mean anything. And so he's like, Captain, this brat's acting up here. And so the captain's like, take him out. And so he just starts squaring up to Vegeta, like circling and surrounding him like it's supposed to do something. And he turns his back, he gives his back up to Vegeta, and Vegeta still doesn't care. And then we get this devious look from him, and then he shoots his ki blast here right to Vegeta. Now, if we're going base purely off of the lore that was created in the previous episode, these things are devastating because they beat Vegeta, and these things completely overwhelmed our heroes until Goku finally had enough and just went SS1 and blew them all to Kingdom Come. So if we're going to align with where the last episode picks up, these guys should be a threat, right? And Vegeta does not care, because personally I think this is how Vegeta should have looked at all the jabronis that were shooting these type of beams. And so Vegeta just dodges easily as it goes right past his ear, and he's like, oh, and then he smiles like, okay, kid got something, and then he ends up having a tracking on it where it comes right back to Vegeta, starts coming in really quickly. Vegeta once again leaving his back, giving his back up to this guy's attack, not showing any respect at all, and the guy thinks he's gonna get it, he thinks he's got him, and then boom, you see the speed lines right there. Vegeta teleports right in front of him, he's like, oh, and then Vegeta basically face to face, and then teleports out of the way, and boom! Hits that guy. Well, I mean, he lets that guy get hit with his own blast, and they're like, you brat! And this guy just starts, I think he jumps up in the air, and he starts a little, and boom, boom, boom. Once again, in the last previous episodes, as we saw, these were giving Vegeta and Goku all types of things. They had to go 18 minutes, even in base form, and the guy thinks he's got Vegeta, and no, he does not. Vegeta is nowhere to be found. He's like, you know, he's like, once again, if you're a wrestling fan, you remember Shane McMahon, often when he fought the Big Show, he would do the whole promo, which way did he go? Which way did he go? Which way did he go? And that's basically what he's like, which way did he go? Where'd he at? And Vegeta teleports right behind him, and then goes in for the close-up, boom! Face, man, I don't even think this guy's gonna have a nose after this, and I don't know, did he have a nose? Boom, right in the just center of the face, oh man, and that guy right there is gone, knocked out, KO. And it's not even enough to just land on your back. In wrestling, I think they call this selling, overselling or whatever, to really make the impact most. So if this guy was selling, boom, he starts jumping up, and then goes ahead and lands on the back, and then boom, look at that. There is no other way to say you are defeated than that. Legs can't even be out straight, leg all bent in under the other leg. That guy is gone. And look at Vegeta, they do a zoom out right here, and then the other guy gonna try to go up and try to stop something up to Vegeta. So he's got his dagger, he's like, okay, all right, I'm gonna take my knife. If our guns don't work, then a knife will weed. What's that saying that once again, great WWE Hall of Fame legend, rest in peace, Roddy Piper said, he says, you do not bring a knife to a machine. Yeah, you do not bring a knife to a fight when the opponent is carrying a machine gun, something like that. So yeah, this guy's logic is, okay, if our machine guns aren't gonna work, then I'll just tuck out a knife and take them out, because that seems like the most logical thing to do. All right, so the guy does some fancy work with his knife, and he's ready to go in for the kill, and then he actually takes out a gun. So he's making sure he's got extra backup. He's got a gun and he's got a knife, gonna stab and shoot Vegeta up. And I mean, he's got a pretty cool pose there. You think he's on to something, and he points the gun right over to Vegeta, and Vegeta right here my man Vegeta just basically doing his best Kane impression when he would always take the glove and all that stuff like that. So he basically adjusts his gun, his glove, and then right there he points his hand right at this Zandamari guy, and then forms a little quick key blast, and boom, right in the gut, spam, explosion, sends that guy right out of the frame, and that's all she wrote. It is all over, just like that. And the way they did this was super fast. Easily you can see it nicely here when I've got it paused frame by frame, but man, that was so quick. I was cracking up when I was watching this, man. And so basically right here you got this Zandamari guy. He is completely scared because I think there's only 2 of them left right now. And the guys are, oh, they're sweating, and look at that. I mean, look at the damage. As Jim Ross would say in WWE, look at the carnage. My God, bodies everywhere. And so we got these 2 guys, and Vegeta's like, he's like, what else you guys want? Come on. You know, Vegeta just not playing with these guys, and they're like blasted. And so the big guy here, he ends up saying, you know, maybe they are the ones that defeated Majin Buu and the Tamagamis, which see, this goes back to what I was saying when these guys were first introduced, is how are we supposed to take them serious as a threat? Because if they're sweating bullets over Majin Buu and Tamagami's being defeated, then that already puts them right down really low on the totem pole, basically. Like, how are you going to take them serious? And I guess Toriyama introduced them not to be taken serious, but as much as these guys are a tribute to the Ginyu Force, they're also the opposite of what the Ginyu Force was. If you go back to Dragon Ball Z in the Frieza saga, when the Ginyu Force are introduced, it's a big freaking deal, because we knew the Doria and Zarbon were the top of the top. They were the 2 right-hand guys, or right or left guys, or whatever, of Frieza, aka Frieza. And it's from there, you know, Vegeta even struggled to beat Zarbon. But when the Ginyu Force are introduced, Vegeta starts sweating bullets, and he's like, all right, crap. He says, fine, go on, Krillin, we need to fight. We need to team up together. And so it's established right in the story that these Ginyu Force guys are serious business. The fact that Vegeta is sweating bullets and he wants to rather team up with his enemies than to have to fight these guys 1-on-5 or even 1-on-1 at all. So that was made very clear. And when these guys were introduced in story about fearing that these guys are that we got to go against the people that fight Majin Buu and Tamagamis, of course it wouldn't make sense, because then why would he not just send these guys after the Tamagami? So it just, once again, to the incompetence. Like I said, Gomah's got to be one of the stupidest villains. He's designed to be that way, but just stupid bringing in these guys, and they're great comedy relief, but yeah, you know, what I will say is good, though, 3 of them are out, 2 left to go. At least they're not taking up the entire episode with this like they did the jabronis in the previous episode. All right, let me take a drink of water here. All right, and so he says, the captain here, he goes like, it looks like it's finally my turn, and he starts doing his best Trunks impression as he goes ahead and takes whatever this pole or whatever thing he is. He's gonna try to whack Vegeta upside the head, and Vegeta once again giving him no respect, basically letting his guard fully down. I mean, obviously Vegeta's on guard, but he just doesn't have to do much to prepare. And this guy easily finds out. Vegeta teleports, and that thing comes crashing down, and boom, does a real big number on the ground. And that's all it's going to be doing, is a number on the ground, not the Saiyajin Prince, Vegeta. And so Vegeta teleports into the sky, and then he's looking down at this guy while this guy is still holding the pole. So dude is too slow right here, and he flies right off to go to Vegeta. And then boom, Vegeta blocks his stuff. And then right there, he's like, okay. And then he boom, tries to whack Vegeta on the side of the face, and Vegeta blocks his stuff. And then Vegeta's dodging. Boom, bomb, blocking that, and then boom, kicking that out the way. Like Vegeta just no respect at all, just stopping, boom, with his hand, just so that this guy can understand the power difference here. And Vegeta goes in, looks like he's about to hit with the kill, going in with the big giant punch, and no, he fades the punch, and boom, gives that guy, they call that in pro wrestling the big boot, gives him the big boot to the face, saying, eat all of my dirt I've been stepping in this demon world. This is your demon world dirt, you eat that. And then this guy is like, oh, what's so funny too is this guy already has like warrior paint on his face, basically, and so it looks like that's just the imprint of Vegeta's boot, but it's not. So this guy is getting dealt with. He's the captain, goes all the way down to the ground, boom, and you're thinking this guy's done, and he gets right up, and what's he do? He counters like, you're the captain, he's scared, he is scared. From Vegeta, and he gets up and look at that boy is standing up, he all stiff like shaking, scared in fear, and then he goes like, in that case, he said, it's time to use that attack. And so out of nowhere these guys recover. I couldn't have been the only one to notice, like, these guys were just not in this frame, these guys were knocked out, and the next frame they're like, yeah, use that attack. Like, okay, that's some quick recovery right there, and stuff like that. So the guy's flexing, the captain's flexing, and he's about to unleash his attack. And I'll be honest, this is a pretty cool looking attack. Reminds me of the supernova that Kula used when he fought Son Goku back in movie, what was that, movie 5? I think he even used it in movie 6 as well. So that was pretty cool. And so then he starts forming this really cool, and the visual effects were really good here. And like, hey, this is like, it's gonna be a really cool attack on Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Though after seeing these guys, I don't know if we really need to waste time putting these guys into Sparking Zero. There's so many other characters. Like, I mean, once you've got all the main characters as downloadable content, then you can start just adding, I think, the characters that nobody really is going to care about. It's a cool technique, but they'll probably put them in here because we got that Dragon Ball DAIMA, the Dragon Ball DAIMA DLC pack coming out for there. So he starts unleashing this cool, really fire looking blast and everything, and it goes right to Vegeta, and right there it's about to blow up, and boom, Vegeta is completely engulfed into an inferno. So this is the most powerful attack of the Zandamari guy. So going back to that previous episode, all those weak stuff did a number on base form Vegeta. But here, these fire stuff, and granted, I guess Vegeta got a Zenkai boost, right? Because that's what happens with the Saiyajins. They get Zenkai boost after near fatal injuries. So Vegeta's basically just in this flame, and it does nothing. Really reminds me, if you go back to Dragon Ball Z, there's a really cool scene and where him and Trunks, Vegeta and Trunks are training in the Room of Spirit and Time, aka the hyperbolic time chamber, and there's this awesome visual of Vegeta like breathing the fire out of his mouth, his nose, his eyes, his ears, and then he just unleashes, and the fire just engulfs, comes out of all his eyes, nose, mouth, and ears. Just really cool visual. That's kind of what this reminded me of. And so Vegeta looks and is like, oh, okay, maybe Vegeta got a little bit of respect here, because he didn't expect that, and he's like, there's an even bigger one coming. And so he starts forming this big giant blast, and it's like, okay, the captain's pulling out all the stops now, and he even got a little respect on Vegeta. Vegeta's like, oh, and everything. So it's about to come, and it's about to get ready for Vegeta. And so this guy right here, he goes like, take this, and he basically, and I didn't understand it the first time, but I was now being able to get it frame by frame here. So what happens is this guy right here takes his machine gun and he lifts it up and hits his captain right there on the hand in the middle of him charging his ultimate attack. And as a result, this causes him to lose grip of his attack, his machine gun, as it goes down, and the the big giant fire ball here ends up going off prematurely and blows up halfway long before it can even arrive to Vegeta. And so here, he's like, oh, and I don't know if he's like, oh, and what happened, or if he's like, oh, well, I guess that's what it is. He's like, oh, my attack, and he's like, my hand, and that thing is pulsing and it's pink, and that's because the whole incompetence from his from his guy. He's like, oh, like he knew he effed up here at this point and all that stuff, and Vegeta is like, ridiculous. And he's like, ow, 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 ow. So he's doing the dancing, you know, all that stuff. And then it actually fades to black here. And when it comes back, the top 5 special forces of the Zandamari guys have been captured, and it looks like the rest of the gang decided to come back, or they took these guys over there. They've been captured, and there they are. Hilarious, funny, yes, but once again, it just goes to one of the biggest complaints about episode 15 was that Goku and the gang took way too long, absolutely way too long to go ahead and defeat these guys, and this just kind of justifies it more. Like, these were the top 5 dudes of the Zandamarri. This is the best that the Zandamarri, the Gomah special forces, had to offer, and Vegeta in base form beat these guys. I mean, he couldn't even beat these guys. These guys are so incompetent, but obviously with base form, he was able to just run roughshod over these guys, and yet all the jabronis in the episodes, because were they trying to say that because if all the jabronis in numbers were able to overwhelm these guys, but when you get the 5 top guys, it's a lot easier to man. Like, it just doesn't make sense. It just, like, there was no reason at all, especially when Goku just had to go SS1 and blast all these guys. And I know people are gonna say, oh, they were conserving energy and all that stuff, but it's like that never stopped Goku earlier. I mean, he went SS1 at one point just to break these guys off of him when he was testing himself out against King Kaiden's henchmen, and then he went right back to normal. So I don't see why. Not like Goku was even in that form that long. So once again, this just further justifies that last episode did not need to take nearly as long when they were able to go through the top 5 guys easily. So it is what it is, but I'm glad that this didn't take up the entire episode. And what's really cool is these guys do have loyalty. They're asking Captain, are you okay? They're not disposable. And he tells the guy that, hey, it's a stinker, it's a bit. And the guy's like, oh, he's like, I appreciate that. So I mean, good to see their loyalty. Like I said, I don't get the sense that these guys were bad guys, especially with how they offer chocolate over to Majin Kuu and Duu in previous episodes. So yeah, it is what it is. And he's got his he says, I'll forgive you this time and stuff. He goes like that, and Piccolo's like, let's go, let's get the heck out of here. I think the audience at this point is like, yeah, let's go, let's move on, because we only got 4 or 5 episodes at this point left. We need to get this plot moving along. And so Vegeta, he starts walking up and he just blasts the door down in typical Vegeta fashion, and there you go. Hey, for those of you who are fans of the Dragon Ball dub, because this is what Vegeta wanted to do, I think this is what Vegeta wanted, or did he actually do that when it was Dr. Garo, aka Dr. Gero, after releasing 17 and 18? Imagine Trunks, Eric Vale's English voice actor going like, if Gomah gets free, it'll be the end of all of us! No! You know, that'd be hilarious, and stuff like that. Kind of remind me of that. But anyway, they walk into the palace. Meanwhile, Son Goku, like I said, these guys are bad guys. He's looking at the potential, and Goku's like, and he's like, here you go. He said they're the best in the demon realm. And so Goku's like, thanks. And so there you go. Goku's got himself some new snacks. And we arrive into the palace where Gomah has this really goofy looking statue of him. So we're finally going further. I know Dragon Ball DAIMA is like RPG, so it's like you enter the big castle and all that stuff. And Goku's like, oh, what's that statue? And this is where Glorio reveals that this is Gomah. And once again, it's a very, I love the shading and effect to make it like a golden statue and all that stuff and everything. So that was pretty cool. All right, let me take a little sip break here. Water. All right, so we have the remaining jabronis of the Zandamarri guys who are running, talking about the Ginyu Force. The Zandamarri Force was defeated, and in the background we see the girl, and she's like, I'm supposed to bring this item to Degesu, so any doubt can be removed. If we thought, like I said, initially I thought that maybe Degesu was doing his inner oolong in pour and was basically going ahead to disguise himself as this woman, but that's not the case. What's really funny too about here, I saw people on X / Twitter saying that this is basically the great value version, they were calling her, of Toa, which she definitely looks like Toa from the Dragon Ball Xenoverse games and those card games I think they had in Japan. So Dragon Ball, was it Dragon Ball Superheroes? I think it was like that. And so she's like, like, if it's not too much of a hassle, she's like, where does she bring this thing? And she looks it up, and there's the eye, which moves, and she is completely freaked out about this and just starts running off, and says, she needs to just get her money and go home. And so from out here, as they get closer within it, they start believing that they would stand out too much, and so that they should all split up. So doing the old Scooby-Doo thing where they go like, come on gang, let's split up. And so Goku's like, all right, we can go ahead and save Dende while he's smacking on some chips. And so they go into this room here, and once again, like I said, these backgrounds are looking awesome. And so the remaining gang is all just waving goodbye and everything. And I was like, I understand they want to split up and they think they might stand out too much. I mean, I guess, if Gomah ends up coming to them first before them, how do you know? But I guess it doesn't matter. Son Goku can use instantaneous movement to sense their ki and all that. So it is what it is. And so for whatever reason, I didn't understand, his Pansy is looking, and as everyone's walking back, Pansy, she takes one look back, and Glorio, he's taking one look back over there, and Pansy starts flying in at him. And I don't know why she just didn't go with him in the first place. So I didn't understand this part. They made it look like she saw something suspicious. And so Pansy runs in there. And there we go. We get looking out the window. It's Degesu. And I guess he just saw them enter the tower. And he's getting really concerned at this point. And so he starts going through this really cool looking area that's going to take him to another part of the palace. Really love the greens here and the water. And then basically Son Goku and Piccolo and them all, they end up going through the area too. Goku's just like, just macking on these potato chips. And Vegeta's like, would you stop eating and just focus for once? And so Goku's like, all right. So he just chucks all those potato chips down and is like, he's like, all right, let's go. Son Goku, like I said, he has not shown one ounce of super concern for his friend Dende's well-being here. And so Goku starts focusing now, and he's like, yeah, I can sense Dende's ki. And so they run towards the same area where it looks like Degesu just ran towards, and now Pansy's entered that area. So they run across the bridge here, and then not too far behind is Pansy. And so they get into this area. Once again, this is just looking really cool. Toriyama Akira, he was always a great master of just creating spaceships and machines and all that stuff. And hey, I'm glad that we've gone through these episodes over the last several weeks where we have not had to deal with a spaceship breaking down and everything. So that's been really cool. And so it looks like from here, Degesu is going to try and board one of these ships. And right as he's about to get to there, boom, Goku comes in. Hey! And now he's showing serious. Now, after some 16 episodes in, Son Goku, or 15 episodes in since they found out, some 15 episodes later, Son Goku is finally showing the urgency you would expect to have for one's friend who's been kidnapped and been reduced to a helpless state. So this is getting really interesting from here. So we get these backlighting shots of Degesu. He's looking very menacing here, and Goku, he is like, all right, hand over Dende, it's over. And now you can see Goku is angry. Nahare, Piccolo, Vegeta, they are all business. And so Degesu, he's like, oh, I'm impressed you made it this far and everything and stuff like that. I mean, once they beat the Tamagami and Majin Buu and Tamagami, I don't know how impressed or surprised he should be here. It should have been expected. But Degesu, he starts smiling. He puts this gun or space blast or whatever this thing is up to Dende's head while he's asleep. And from here, Goku's like, what's your deal? And Piccolo, he's starting to get angry. And here, basically, his brother, Nahare, aka the Supreme Kai, aka the East kaioshin, he tries to tell him to stop this foolishness. And it's right here that Degesu, he is basically going like, well, it's been a long time, older brother. And he's like, I think a millennium, in fact. So it gets really interesting here. Millennium, because well, that's about like 1 million years old. Like, I'm not sure where all this is, because if I'm I think I read, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, if you're watching this here in the chat, or if you are live in the chat, or you're watching this in the on demand. But if I remember right, the Elder Kai, Supreme Kai, the East Kaioshin, the Elder Kaioshin, or as you call like Rondaya Kaioshin, something like that, the Elder Kai, Kaioshin, Supreme Kai. He's like 75 million years old, and I think we know Majin Buu was like over 5 million years old, or close to 5 million years old, meaning that the East Kaioshin being on the younger side, he's also around that 5 million year old mark as well. And so it's been just about a millennium since they seen each other. So I think it all lines up here with the timeline. But once again, I don't know. It's been a while. But that being said, we end up getting where they basically said, I get it, you say you're the Supreme Kai's little brother and stuff, basically. Yeah, he's like the Supreme Kai's little brother, and so this is where he, even though he's a taller one, I think even when nahare was at that the smaller size. But there's a scene that comes from Dr. Arinsu later on in this chapter that mentions that he's typically smaller, so I guess it is what it is. So now he's like, don't get any closer. And I guess this makes sense because Degesu probably could pull this trigger back, killing Dende quicker than they can get to there, so that makes sense. Degesu, basically, they're asking what he's trying to do, and he's like, it's obvious. And what he wants, he said he wants to be the king of the demon realm. And I don't know here if he was just saying this as a way to try and buy time, or if it means that he was looking to overthrow Gomah all this time. So you got Panzy, who's basically sitting back there, and from here, I guess he mentions that you being a Glen, what do you want to be the king of the demon realm for? And it's from here that he's like, you're always overly ambitious and all that stuff. And he said it's obvious by your lack of thought into the actions that you need to stop acting like you know everything and stuff, is basically what he's saying here. And he's like, the Glen's nature is always to be in higher positions, and so he's basically saying that he wants to as what has your so very thoughtful self been doing in the outside world, because I guess he mentions he knows that he's like the kaioshin, which puts him at a high authority over the outside world. And this is where Goku goes like, yeah, what do you do, nahare? And nahare responds that he oversees peace and order in the universe, which I thought was already known when they found out back in the Buu saga that he was the Supreme Kai. Like, didn't Goku already know that the Kai, like when he met like the North Kaio, aka King Kai, his job was to look over his side of the universe, the west. Well, yeah, because they're on the what was it, the north? Yeah, North Kaio. Something. I think he's the north side of the galaxy, and I thought he knew that all the Kais were above that, and so he looks over everything in the universe. So I'm not sure why this is put in there. I thought Son Goku knew this, unless I may have missed something in Dragon Ball Z when this was stated. So meanwhile, the ship goes ahead and opens up here, and Degesu, he's gonna try and get in here, and this is where they start bracing themselves, and they're telling them to stop, and Degesu, he's just smiling deviously. He gets it right up on Dende's cheek. He's about to go ahead and pull the trigger on this thing, and our heroes are like, oh, what do we do? And I love this shot of Degesu just looking absolutely devious here. And so we get a shot back where Gomah's like, what the heck is Degesu doing? And he's like, he must have some kind of plan, right? And he starts wondering, or was he going to abandon him the whole time? And from here, Panzy, she's still looking on, and it looks like Dende's about to get blasted right in the head. And Degesu, he turns, and then we see the feet of Panzy. She ends up just going ahead, jumping right off, running towards her with what looks to be a fly swatter or spatula, and it starts doing some electricity, and she basically comes right on in, and she swings that thing, and the electricity goes, and boom, no avail, as Panzy finds herself face first with the very gun that was about to blow Dende's head off, is now threatening to blow her head off. And Degesu, he's basically just calling her, you know, just a pesky little girl from the third demon realm, and it's not looking good right here. And he's like, now back away. And so that plan didn't go according to plan for Pansy there. And then we get this really yellow thing, and honestly at the point, I don't know if I was the only one, because usually when they're portrayed here with the lighting of the demon realm, it comes off like this very lime green type of color. I'm thinking right here, holy crap, it's gonna be Majin Duu. Majin Duu has come here to save our heroes, and he doesn't know what's going on here. Degesu's like, what? And bam! That thing smacks him right in the face, and out goes and up goes flying Dende. And so right there you see Pansy, she's flying. I love how brave Pansy is. It's gonna like, man, shame this is gonna be the it for Pansy. Hopefully Toriyama left notes behind, or Toyotaro will bring her back in episodes later on as far as how they move forward with Dragon Ball Super. And so she launches and catches Dende and slides on the ground, and safe. There she is. I don't know, I know sports. I don't even watch sports, so I don't know if that's what they would call that, but yeah, she's like, gotcha. And so right here, and this is the best example, if you go back to episode 1, what was it that Degesu did in order to take out, was it I think it was Dende or Popo? Piccolo comes in with a chop, boom, right to Degesu's face. And look at Degesu's face, his legs, they're doing the wobbly leg, and he's like, oh, loses his balance, and boom, face first plant right on the ground, and it is all over like that. Degesu is defeated. Now, I need to really let you guys know, man, I had high hopes for Degesu. I wanted to hear too in the comment section, or even anyone in the chat too, when I go ahead and read the chat messages towards the end of the stream. Did anyone have high hopes for Degesu? Because to me, when we look at the antagonists that were introduced in this series, Dr. Arinsu and Degesu, I thought they were the two coolest designs. And I'm thinking, okay, Degesu's going to really be something really special here. But this frame should make all doubts go away. Degesu just turned out to be a scrub, a chump. Because if we go back a year prior, in what I believe was the 25th Tenkaichi Budokai, aka World Martial Arts Tournament, if I remember correctly, it is Nahare, aka the East Kaioshin, aka the Supreme Kai, which we didn't know any of that at that point. He's just standing there, basically with a devious smile, and that's enough to make Piccolo go, oh, he doesn't even lift a finger. That's right, the East Kaioshin doesn't even lift a finger, and Piccolo goes like, oh, I give up. And he basically walks away because he realizes, I'm going against the Supreme Kai. He didn't want none. Just like AJ Styles, who came back at the Royal Rumble previously with his theme song says, they don't want none. They don't want none, right? Piccolo did not want any of the East Kaioshin. So when it comes to the East Kaioshin's brother here, Piccolo said, no, screw that. Bam! Chop, and it's over. Didn't even take his cape and turban, apron off. There was no hesitation at all. So that shows you just how weak in the power spectrum Degesu was. Man. Wow, and here I was thinking Degesu was gonna, like I say, pull a Commander Black and overthrow Gomah and become the true big bad threatening evil of this series the way they were going at it. But no, he was just a really cool design. It looked like he was gonna do something really cool, and Toriyama, as he's known for, he likes to go against people's expectations. He creates a really cool looking character, and that cool looking character is treated like a jump. And then he creates a really goofy looking character like Gomah, and as we're going to see towards the end of this episode, that is the real big threat, the real big bad. So yeah, unfortunate. Really cool character design, but I think at the end of the day, that's all I'm gonna really be able to say about Degesu. Really cool character design. He looked like a taller, more devious version of his brother Nahare, aka the Supreme Kai. And so there you go, Degesu is out, and it's apparent that this is not Majin Duu, it's a hat. And Goku's like, nice going, Pansy, and even Vegeta smiling. So I love it to hear Vegeta smile. Usually, he'd be like, not a big deal, but yeah, here he's smiling. So that shows you the the definite, especially Vegeta, who's the one who was trying to get serious here about saving Dende. So once again, love the character development we're seeing from Vegeta compared to what he was when he was punching Dende in the stomach because he wouldn't heal him. And so there you have this really cool shot that really reminded me of when Son Goku put Frieza down, you know, doing the iconic "You fall" blast and all that stuff. So that was pretty cool. And so there we go. He's just looking down sad at his brother, wishing that his brother could have, you know, obviously done something much better with his life, but this is where it's got him. And so Goku's like, what is this? And they look back and it's Glorio, who was the one that chucked that thing. And there it is. He's like, my head is cold. It's Hibis. So that hat came in handy after all. And so Pansy's like, you saved us. And she thinks Dende is the most adorable thing and stuff like that. and all that stuff. But they're glad to have Dende back, and it's really cool. Yeah, it's just he's eerily cute and stuff. And so we go back to where Gomah is, and in a scene that reminds me very much of that filler. Let me get a water break here. So in a scene that reminds me of the filler episode where I believe it was Majin, yeah, it's when Kid Boo's fighting Goku and they have all the villains in hell. Boo, yeah, Babidi, he's like, that serves you right, Majin Buu, for exactly what you did to me. And he's like, you, it's Goku, defeat the Boo. Something like that. That's kind of what this reminded me of. Gomah is like, serves you right, Degesu, you know, for turning on him and betraying him or trying to have his own ambitions that went against Gomah, and then he gets really scared because he's really like, oh, with Degesu out of the way, there's no one left who could protect me. And so he's like, what should I do? He starts flying around. And so then you have the girl that looks like Toa says, excuse me. And this just freaks Gomah out. Ah! And he's like, I brought you the belt. And this is where, oh, okay. So he's not freaked out. Because he realizes that, holy crap. He said the belt. He said it's the third eye. And, he's just super happy, and she's like, yeah, so how about you know, getting paid for those services? And she's like, she even lost the hat that her ex gave to her, so that she's wearing a hat that her ex gave to her and everything. So they wanted us to know that. And then he's like, here, take whatever you want from the other room. And so you got Gomah looking devious. He's like, there is no mistake of it now. He said it really is the third eye. And we see the outside realm here, and Degesu just looking all pathetic. They got the best of him. He is trapped now, and they're gonna just basically keep him. I mean, even the weaker guys, the subordinates of King Kaden, who I gotta imagine is weaker than the rest of the cast, they're able to keep this guy at bay. So I mean, wow, just wow, man. Degesu, so much hope and everything, but amounted to absolutely nothing here in Dragon Ball DAIMA. And so from here, Dende is rescued, and they said all that's left now is to turn us back into adults, which I was hoping. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, let's get the Dragon Ball, because I would rather see this final battle where they're cool, because I want to see SS3 Goku and particularly Vegeta as adults, as we're not, you know, this is going to be our really only chance to really see Vegeta at SS3, because I just don't think there is any plan. I don't know if they're going to bring it back at all, as he has no reason to go SS3 anymore in the upcoming material Dragon Ball Super, nor did he do it at all throughout Super. And so, yeah, that's where I think Piccolo asks, what about Gomah? And, you know, Goku's like, should we take care of him first? And then Glorio here is basically saying how, no, Gomah can't be underestimated, which is something I got to say coming up about this whole third eye, because Glorio really hyped up Gomah. Gomah's been hyped up as if even without the third eye, this guy is a force to be reckoned with. But there's been nothing of Gomah, basically how afraid he is that these guys were able to overcome as much as they have with Majin Buu and the Tamagami. And so he's mentions fighting the Tamagami and becoming adults will first be better. And of course he's secretly working for Dr. Arinsu, so he wants those Dragon Balls, right? And then we basically hear that the first Demon World Tamagami is over right there in the square, so they head right over to the place, and this is really cool because this is where the tension really starts building up, because it's like, oh snap, what are they gonna do when they find out there's someone even stronger than Tamagami 1? And so there they do this cool shot where everyone's looking at Tamagami 1, and Goku's like, wow, he looks even stronger. So keyword there, looks even stronger. I guess he doesn't confirm that he is stronger, but I think what was told to us was that Tamagami 1 is the strongest. So that's where we end up going with that. And so from here, Vegeta ends up saying that I'll let you have the last one. Yeah, Goku, yeah, they end up fighting over who's gonna have the last shot against Tamagami 1. And this is where Degesu this is where Panzy, she realizes something's not right here, and it's the Dragon Ball is missing. Dun dun dun, and they're like, oh, now, like I said, this is where the tension's building, and they're like, wait a minute, then if he doesn't have the Dragon Ball, and even Neva's shocked, then who in the heck beat it? Even Glorio's like, someone beat Tamagami 1? And because, yeah, I don't think he knows about the other the new Majin Buus that was introduced by Dr. Arinsu. And this is where Tamagami 1 says that the Dragon Ball has gone to the victor. And Vegeta's like, what? And boom, we end up getting a hard smack of the ground as we see a heel hit. And it can be only one person. And Goku looks like, what? And they do this panning shot, but before they do the panning shot, they want us to get a huge big shot of Arinsu's boobs. So the camera starts slowly panning up, and then it finally goes to her face, because yeah, that's exactly what the animators always want to do. They always have to pick these specific shots and stuff. Of course, if you've seen Dragon Ball Superhero and how they did Bulma's booty in that, or other scenes just in Dragon Ball, even like Piccolo kicking Junagano AK-17 in the face, and the camera only cuts 117's butt has completely taken up the camera. This is the type of stuff that they do. And so Dr. Arinsu basically is looking very devious over there. And this is where these kaioshin says that's my sister. And we see that Majin Kuu Majin Duu has woken up, and Majin Kuu, yeah, barely up, and Dr. Arinsu just looking all super confident. And this is where even Bulma, aka Bulma, recognizes, hey, those are like Majin Buu. And from here, this is where Dr. Arinsu says, unfortunately, the first Demon Realm Dragon Ball is already ours. And I love this scene because this is where you can really, for the first time in a while, if not, this level of attention in Dragon Ball DAIMA, you could cut it with a knife, because it's like, oh snap, Vegeta, Goku, and Piccolo, they're uneasy, they're on guard, as they should be, because they're told Tamagami 1 is supposed to be the strongest, yet Dr. Arinsu and her Majin Buu companions here defeated him. And Glorio was very interesting, because we know secretly Glorio's working for Dr. Arinsu, but he's got sweat, like as if he doesn't know exactly what's going on here either. And Dr. Arinsu is just looking all confident. I mean, why wouldn't she? Tamagami 1, the strongest Tamagami, has been defeated, and she has the warriors under her control. And there you see Majin Kuu looking devious. And I know some people might be thinking, well, what he gonna do? Just because he was wrecked by Tamagami 1, we still don't know the power scaling. We still don't know where Majin Kuu ranks. He could potentially still be stronger than Goku and Vegeta, could be SS3 level and all that stuff, just because Tamagami 1 was defeated. We don't know that. He could be very strong in that, so we don't know his range, but we know for certainly, and that's a great close-up shot of the Dragon Ball. And once again, these tight close-up shots of Glorio not recognizing what's going on here. I think this is cool, but yeah, we don't know Majin Duu, how strong the power spectrum they really are. And this fool Gomah, he's taking a spoon, he's trying to get this eyeball out, really hustling to get this eyeball out, and he's like, this doesn't work either. And so he's tried all these different different machines and all that stuff and everything, and he's trying to do the backbreaker on there with his knee. It's not working, and he's already gassed out, so it's just gas out trying to get these things. It's like you're gonna need a lot more stamina in order to go up against Goku and Vegeta. And so he starts doing his best Randy Orton impression, stupid from 2009, and throws that thing, and he takes out a plunger. Bro takes out a plunger and he's trying to get it out, and he actually does with all his force, sends him back. The eye is floating in the sky now, in the air, and Gomah's happy because he finally got it out. And here, yeah, man, she took as much as she could probably go ahead and sell that stuff on. I don't know what the eBay equivalence is in the demon realm, and that's where Gomah says, "Hey, you there?" And she's like, "Hey, you said I could take whatever I want." And he's like, "No." He says, "I need you to put this eye on my forehead." And basically the girl that looks like Toa here, she is freaked out, like, "No, I don't want to do that." And she's like, "That's totally gross." And he's like, "I am the Supreme Demon King. I am demanding you do this." And she's like, "I don't care who you are. I'm not touching that eyeball." And he goes like 50,000 dokuro, which is their currency there. And she goes like, "You know what? Making 100,000? Deal." And so he's like, "Fine, just do it, whatever." And she's like, "Gross." And she puts this on his forehead and it won't go. It just basically ends up popping right back out. So she uses all her force to basically put it in there, and it stays. And we start seeing veins come up around it, and there you go. Gomah is like, "Oh, I thought this thing was going to take control of his body and his will wasn't going to be his own or anything." But yeah, she's like, what's going on?" And Gomah's like, and we start seeing the transformation. Gomah starts getting gigantic. As you can see, she's like, "Oh, you gotta be kidding me." And right there, Gomah is like bulking up. Dude is just getting gains. He has reached those gains just by putting an eyeball on his forehead. He said, "For all y'all people that go out there to the gym working hard, you continue to work harder and not smarter. I'll throw an eyeball and I just basically get bulked." Okay. And so you can see just how gigantic he is. And right here, she says, "Screw the 100,000. She runs off and drops 2 of her jewels, but comes back to grab the other jewel, diamonds, that is. And then she runs out and says, "Screw it, 100k dokuro is not worth this." And I mean, I had to face a monster like that. 100k ain't worth it at all. Yeah, once your life is on the line, and I'm like, yeah, the money ain't even matter anymore. So we get a good big shot of him, and I mean, with the outfit, he clearly looks like a Pride Trooper from Dragon Ball Super. And we get a close-up looking of his eyes, and it looks like his facial structure didn't change that much. And he's got the eye here, and basically the episode ends with him having that eyeball. So he kind of comes off, and I've heard people say he looks like a reject version of Jiren. Yeah, so looks like we have our big bad finally is Gomah with the third eye. He's bulked, he's shredded. I was hoping the facial structure was going to change. I understand Toriyama wanted to make him a goofy looking character, but you have just so many iconic final design characters like Frieza, Cell, Majin Buu. They have really cool final looking designs and stuff like that. And Gomah doesn't really look. He still has that same face, just with a bulkier physique, and that's where we end up going. So that's where episode 16 concludes. Overall, I thought episode 16 was fun. It definitely moved the plot along. I'm glad they didn't take too much time on the special forces of the Gendarmerie guys. I'm glad that things definitely ended up looking better. They got Dende out of her. That was cool. Like I said, I found Degesu to be quite disappointing. I was hoping more out of there, but the tension of the episode really, I thought, picked up with Dr. Arinsu, because now it's like, yeah, what's gonna happen? Now we got some people that are really gonna take Goku and Vegeta to the limit, and now you got Gomah. He ends up getting a third eye, so it looks like Gomah ended up being the big bad villain. I think this whole episode he was not gonna be the big bad villain the whole time. And I will say, when I saw this scene, I was like, The thing about Gomah, he is such a dumb villain. Like, just his strategies, and I'm not even sure how good of a fighter he is, which we'll see later on in this upcoming episode I'm about to review. But, yeah, I'm like, he might have the power, but strategically, I feel like he's such a dumb villain that's gotta play a role into him as a final villain. Like, he just is not that smart at all. And so, like, having the power, we see what happened. Nappa was very powerful, but very dumb when Son Goku, when he was faced against a much more superior and stronger fighter in Son Goku. So that is where we are. All right, gonna take a break here now and transition over to episode 17 of the stream and everything here. So let me go ahead and change my B-roll over here in the OBS. So just bear with me for a moment. I'm just switching over to the slides for episode 17 because I'm actually gonna turn this this whole scene into I'm going to actually turn this into 2 videos for review. I'm reviewing episode 16 so late, by the way, because I went to Indianapolis for the WWE Royal Rumble, and so I just did not have my equipment and everything with me to go ahead and film, and I pretty much was on vacation for that whole thing. So, yeah, as a result, that's the reason why I was able to do that, and I'm doing these episodes now. So I want to get episode 16 out the way. We're about to go right into episode 17, which is also the reason why I'm not having I'm not doing any it's why I'm not doing the recap for episode 16, because obviously it's already out, so might as well just get right into things as we stand here. So gonna do my introduction again. Once again, like I said, it's gonna be broken up into 2 episodes, and I will be reading your chats later on when I'm done with reviewing episode 17. All right, here we go. Hey everybody, SonGoshuaku here, ready to review Dragon Ball episode DAIMA 17. Or let me try that over again. Hey everybody, SonGoshuaku here, ready to review Dragon Ball DAIMA episode 17, which is titled Gomah. And so things pick right up where we left off. We have a face-off here. Dr. Arinsu, who has one of the Dragon Balls with her very powerful Majin Duu, and Majin Kuu, who's probably, like I said, already powerful as well. And then we have Son Goku and his gang, who have 2 of the Dragon Balls, but of course they secretly don't know that Glorio is working with them. And so here, basically, we got a big standoff. Like, what is gonna happen? Like I said in episode 16's review, you can cut the tension. You could cut the tension with a knife. And so Son Goku's like, "Who the heck are you guys?" And Dr. Arinsu confidently is about to state who she is, and this is where he goes like, "I am Majin Kuu," and she's like, "Why would you introduce yourself before me?" You know, she's the boss here, right? And so she mentions that she is Arinsu and she is a Glen, and Majin Duu goes ahead and goes like, "I'm chocolate." She's like, "I'm Majin Duu and I love chocolate cookies." Oh! so that was really cool, and they want to know what is the meaning of all this, and he's wondering, he's sweating. Glorio's like, "What are you all planning here exactly?" And so this is right here where, yeah, once again, Luma, aka Bulma, mentions that Majin Buu, they look like Majin Buu, and Piccolo's like, they do. And Goku, he's looking over at the Dragon Ball, and he's looking at Majin Kuu, and he's like, "All right," he said, "I'm guessing you beat the Tamagami." And Majin Kuu reveals that no, it was actually Majin Duu that defeated him, and said, "I lost." And then he takes a big smile, and Goku, serious as ever, he's like, "Then why are you acting so proud?" So I love the seriousness here, just the tension that this series has needed. And so Nahare comes forward, aka the Supreme Kai, and the way he approaches his sister is almost as if he has a much better relationship with his sister than he did with his brother. And he goes like, "It's been a long time, my sister." And she says, "Nahare, it really has been a long time." And she she's like, you're still as short as ever. And she goes like, well, they got turned back into kids, so that's why he's shorter and all that stuff. And he says, so did my friends. And so this like confirmed what I was saying earlier in episode 16, is that even in his adult form, Nahare is still shorter than Arinsu and his younger brother and their younger brother Degesu. And so he said that's why they're looking. And so Dr. Arinsu realized, oh, that's why you're looking for the Dragon Balls, to restore yourselves back to normal. And here East Kaioshin does this devious looking smile that he did early on when he first became when he first entered Dragon Ball. What was it? Dragon Ball it was the beginning of Dragon Ball Z and everything like that. So that was pretty interesting that they were doing that here. And so from here, we end up getting basically Majin Duu. He's all focused until this butterfly goes past him, and Nahare's asking, would you be willing to give us that Dragon Ball so we can grant our wish? And from here, Majin Duu just goes chasing this butterfly, so easily distracted like a cat. And Dr. Arinsu was like, I got my own wish. And it says, and I think Nahare says, I already know what it is. You want to become the Supreme Demon King, just like Degesu. And she says, no, she does not lack any sort of vision like Degesu, basically roasting her brother there. Says what she wants is more terrifying. She wants to take the outside world and make it bow down to the demon realm. She feels that that's the true genius. Oh no, Nahare feels like it's too bad you won't use your genius for peace. And she's like, a peaceful demon world? She says that sounds absolutely disgusting to her. And so basically Vegeta's wondering, he's like, so what's your plan then? And Dr. Arinsu looking like, oh, she says, for a lower being of the outside world, you're certainly arrogant, aren't you? and Vegeta's like, what? And she's like, I have a proposal. So she's like, my Majin will fight a representative from your side, and you bring and she's basically like, the winner gets all 3 Dragon Balls. What do you think? So Dr. Arinsu, at least here, shows that she wants to play fair. And so even though they have 2, Piccolo mentions, and you have 1, and she's like, Arinsu's like, well, if you don't accept my terms, I will destroy the Dragon Ball. How you like that? And Piccolo's like, grr. And so Goku's like, that sounds great to me. Let's fight, right? Because he's like, oh snap, I really want to fight these things. They beat Tamagami 1. And Vegeta's like, hold on, Kakarot. He says, I'll be the representative. Or we could just do rock. Yeah, he says for the representative, let's do rock, paper, scissors. And Goku basically smacks Vegeta's hand out the way and says, oh, come on, you faced the last Tamagami. And he's like, it's obviously my turn. And Goku, he's squaring up Vegeta. He's like, he mean mugging. Like, yeah, well, what you got to say about that? Like, it's rare we see these silly moments. Usually it's like this. Vegeta's the one yelling, but even Goku, he's not backing down. Vegeta's like, rock, paper, scissors. And the Goku's like, he says, we're taking turns. And you see Majin Duu right there in the back just flying around trying to get that trying to go ahead and get that butterfly. Vegeta's like, oh, we each fought once, so it shouldn't, he's like, so it shouldn't matter who goes next. And Goku says, it doesn't, he said, if it doesn't matter, then I'll go. And Vegeta's like, how so? And it's Bulma, aka Bulma, has to be the voice of reason. I love how Goku's like, and Vegeta's like, and they're just fighting over who's gonna fight it. And she's like, hey, it's Sun Kun's turn and everything. And she tells Vegeta, if you're really adult here, then you'll do the adult thing and let Goku go because you went last time. And Vegeta's like, whatever. And it just goes to show you the level of respect that Vegeta has for his wife Bulma, aka Bulma. And so Goku's like, awesome, I got this. And so he walks past everyone, and he basically walks right on up to Majin Duu. And so Majin Kuu, he ends up leaving the Dragon Ball over to Dr. Arinsu and runs right over there. Oh no, I guess he wasn't walking up to Majin Duu. Goku actually walks up here to the battlefield, and Dr. Arinsu says, hold it, you're not fighting. And he's like, huh? And he's like, but I told you, I'm pretty strong too. And she says, pretty strong won't cut it. And she says, Majin Duu, you're up. And she says, go and fight. And Majin Duu, he starts squaring up. He's like, and he does his fancy jump here and starts twisting over in the air, 360. 360s and lands on his feet and looks right over to Son Goku and not backing down. And Goku's all focused. And it makes sense for Dr. Arinsu, because if you have the being that defeated Tamagami 1 and you know what you're up against a Saiyajin warrior outside world who not only defeated Majin Buu but 2 of the Tamagamis. Yeah, you want to break out your biggest weapon most that you can. Let me take a break right here for water. And so we get our battle here. Son Goku versus Majin Duu. Now, this is the fight I've been wanting to see, because I'm like, okay, this has got to force Goku to go SS3, because the fact that it took Son Goku SS2 to defeat Tamagami 3, and it took Vegeta SS3 to defeat Tamagami 2, I'm like, then that means that, man, Majin Duu must be on a whole other level if we are to believe that Tamagami 1 is the strongest of the Tamagamis. So I'm like, we get some real good tension here. And so Son Goku gets ready in his stance, and he is ready for battle. Majin Duu not backing down at all. Goku is all focused in business, and Duu is like, here I go, and he starts having that steam come up, and Majin Duu, he flies off, and the battle is on. He flies right to Goku's face, and Goku goes ready, a little bit shocked, not expecting that speed. He goes for the punch, boom, right to Majin Duu's skull, and like we said, Majin Duu, he literally he made a joke out of Tamagami 1, made Tamagami 1 look like a straight up jobber, as they would say in pro wrestling. And so as a result, basically, at this point, we know base Goku's not going to be able to do anything against Majin Duu. This couldn't even do anything at SS1 against the weakest Tamagami. And so Goku basically realizing, oh, he's able to block, and there you go. And from here, it slides Goku all the way in the back. And then Majin Duu comes flying right in, and then he starts punching Goku. Whoa, Goku's dodging. So Goku in base form holding his own so far with Majin Duu despite not being at SS1. And man, you see Majin Duu is just flying with those punches right there. And Goku goes up and bam, smacks him upside the head with a kick. And then bam, goes ahead and hits him with a left. And then bam, hits him with a right into the stomach. And Goku just starts going right onto the gut, and then right to the gut, and then does a flip up, bam, right on the chin. And oh, that actually sends Majin Duu flying. So right now, Majin Duu, Goku in his base form has gotten more shots on Majin Duu than what Tamagami 1, the strongest Tamagami did. So right now it's really making it look as if Tamagami 1 is actually the weakest, because Goku, I mean, his other 2 counterparts there, they required SS2 and SS3, but base Goku right now, he's holding his own against Majin Duu. So Majin Duu, he goes ahead and stretches and his arm, and there's a lot of stuff in here that's similar to when Goku fought Kid Buu, and Goku, he ends up going dodging right past the old hand, and there you see Goku, he's basically trying to dodge the hand there, and then he takes out the Neo Bow, aka Power Pole. He extends it and he goes like spins that around, and then he extends it out, and right there, Majin Duu, he quickly flies right towards Son Goku, basically going right there, and Goku's able to dodge, and then from there, he's able to flip, and then Majin Duu, bam, goes right into the wall. This is a thing you see a lot where they do like smaller wrestlers versus big wrestlers in WWE, where the big wrestler will become full throttle, and the small wrestler will just simply hold down the rope, and the wrestler, instead of stopping, it'll go, and they'll roll right over the top rope or go right into a turnbuckle post or something like that. And then Majin Duu flies right on out, and Goku on point. He basically, look how quick Majin Duu is. Do not underestimate his size. He goes right to Son Goku, and Goku's able to side sweep him. But then Majin Duu starts running around, and Goku's trying to figure out what is this doing. And that was a big part of the fight with Tamagami 1 that we saw. Majin Duu was able to that was a big part. Majin Duu was able to keep Tamagami on edge so many times because he could just not figure out the unorthodox style of him. But Son Goku, obviously, he is still patient. He knows how to read an enemy's attacks. And then Majin Duu basically stops and then boom, goes in for a quick stretch arm punch, and Goku's able to block it with the Neo Bow. Bam! And then he ends up, I love it, in Majin Duu, he ends up swinging the arm around Goku after getting hit with that block, and he's gonna try and do a second one, but Goku's able to take the Neo Bow and boom, basically spam that fist away, and Goku basically jumps back, trying to make some trying to go ahead and make some distance as he starts swinging the Neo Bow. And then from there, Majin Duu, he just goes like, I'm gonna do a double punch, and bam, this was really cool right here. This shot right here, Goku, he basically starts fighting off all of Majin Duu's attacks from his hand, and he starts walking forward, boom, with that, boom, doing this, like the animation was so sick. He's moving forward, he is actually fighting towards Majin Duu, and Majin Duu cannot do anything, and then you see the ground there. Majin Duu puts his arms underground, and it starts coming right on up. This is like when Kid Buu did his thing where he put his foot in the ground and kept trying to kick Goku from underneath, and Goku, he ends up basically trying to make sure he's evading these attacks, and bam, Majin Duu, a quick learner, he grabs the Neo Bow so that Goku can't use it, and Goku right there, he's like, oh crap, what am I gonna do? And Majin Duu, this is good, he basically has Goku, while he's trying to struggle with his Neo Bow, he starts forming that green blast. So I really love the strategy of Majin Duu and what ends up happening with him. And so he starts shooting this green blast, and Goku's like, uh-oh, and that green blast gets shot nearly to Son Goku, and he's able to dodge, and then another one, and Goku's able to dodge that one, and at this point, Goku is smiling because like, okay, I'm liking this fight, and Majin Duu starts basically spinning around, and spinning Goku around, and now Goku starts getting a little more concerned, you start seeing there, and he just starts, he's spinning so close you can't even see where the arms are. And then right here, it stops because Majin Duu has twisted up his arms, and as we pan down to the camera, he's now got Goku in a tighter position here, and he starts unleashing another blast. He unleashes another blast, and then after that blast is launched, Majin Duu twists himself basically around and ends up coming down. Yeah, he ends up twisting himself like that and ends up going down like this, like he's about to do some sort of like sumo attack or something like that. And Goku, he was able to evade that green blast, and he lands right here on the wall there, and then he jumps off. And Majin Duu, he is basically quick to be on the prowl. He jumps over Goku, and this had to be right here, this shot right here as Majin Duu is changing Goku. This had to be based on was it called Zenkai Power, the very first ending to Dragon Ball thing where Gohan is going up to heels while the Dragon Ball basically basically the Majin Duu is flying after him, except Majin Duu here is basically Shenlong, aka Shenron. So I thought that was pretty cool. And so Goku basically, he ends up getting on the ground, he puts the Neo Bow in the ground, and he comes in for the whack, and boom, right in the stomach. Perfect strategicness, and it does nothing. Majin Kuu just eats that shot, and he bounces Goku right off of him with the Neo Bow. And then so right there, he's flexing, and then right before Goku can go in for another whack, you got Majin Duu. He basically goes ahead and he wraps his head tentacle around Goku's leg there, and Goku's like, what? And then bam, right in the ground, picks him up, and bam, right in the ground again, picks him up. He doing the whole Loki, the famous scene from the Avengers where what was it, Loki got grabbed by the leg, and Hulk was like boom 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 boom, which this also happens later in Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. And so Goku actually, after he gets pummeled into the ground by the head tentacle, he gets swinged right into the background, and Goku, he's got his Neo Bow, he's basically goes ahead and he unwraps the head tentacle from there, and right here he's able to really release himself, and this allows Majin Duu to get pushed back a while basically keeping the distance. And so Son Goku puts his Neo Bow into the ground, and he's able to slide, and he starts swinging around. And from here, Goku's like, all right, I need to go up a notch. Boom! Super Saiyajin, aka Super Saiyan, aka Super Saiyan. Goku has gone SS1, and now he flies right back to the attack, head first into Majin Duu, and Majin Duu is just showing angry, and bam, Goku punches him in the face, and you shook it, and bam, with such a huge shot, it breaks the ground underneath Majin Duu, and Majin Duu starts steaming, and there you see Goku basically putting all the pressure on SS1. So once again, if we look at previous episodes, Tamagami 2 and Tamagami 3 and 2, basically the weaker Tamagami, they forced Goku and Vegeta respectively to go SS2 and SS3, but here SS1 Goku is actually giving him a tougher fight. So it kind of makes you wonder, is Tamagami 1 as hyped up to be the strongest Tamagami there is? Because right now Goku is showing power that even the other two Tamagamis were able to easily overcome. And so there you see the big giant blast, and that is really cool. The whole ground starts shaking underneath them and completely implodes, and I love the detail in the drawings here. Man, Goku at SS1 just putting all that pressure, just making him feel his power, literally. But Majin Kuu, he's hanging in there, and Majin Kuu's like, it's gonna take more than that to beat me. So Majin Kuu gets ready for another punch, and bam, he's able to punch SS1 Goku away right out the frame, and Goku is sent flying, and then Majin Kuu comes flying right up to Goku, but bam, Goku's able to dodge that technique, and then Goku comes up from behind him, gonna try and hit him kick, bam, gets him, nails him with the kick, and right there, Goku shoots a ki blast, and boom, shoots it right at Majin Kuu, coming right to his back, but Majin Kuu's able to go ahead and quickly dodge that and throw that punch right back to Son Goku, and Goku's like, nah, you ain't hitting me with my own technique. So Goku goes ahead and kicks his ki blast right back to Majin Kuu, and this animation is so freaking epic. The fighting scenes as the camera's like panning around like a full 360 as we're seeing this battle. So the ki blast comes back to Majin Kuu, and bam, it hits Majin Duu, it hits Majin Duu, and out of the smoke, Goku comes flying out, and he forms another ki blast, and then it's right to Majin Duu, and Majin Duu is able to basically stretch himself to evade that, and Majin Duu is basically evading another, but Goku's like, I got another ki blast, throws that, and Majin Duu is able to evade that one, and then Goku gets ready for another ki blast, and Majin Duu, he's able to do the duck, that duck to the head into the body that got Tamagami 1 so many times. So like I said, SS1 Goku putting up a bigger fight with Majin Duu than what apparently the strongest Tamagami was able to do. And right there, Goku's got another ki blast that he's shooting right at Majin Duu. Goku just doing his inner Vegeta, trying to, well, he's not really spamming it like, he's being very strategic with these ki blasts, trying to catch him off guard. And Majin Duu, I love how he pulls his legs up, forms a circle, and is able to dodge all this. So Goku right there, he is on guard, ready for the next one, and now ki blast ain't working, so Goku's gonna try some hand-to-hand combat. He flies right towards Majin Duu, and Majin Duu and Goku collide, and boom, we have a stalemate. Both warriors are evenly matched here. So I like I said, I am trying to really wonder what is going on here. I mean, I'm not one to talk about power scaling, but yeah, you know, it was pretty easy to follow back in Dragon Ball Z. Base Goku could do nothing with Frieza, and when he went SS1, he finally beat Frieza. But then when it came to the next villains like the Jinzo Negan 2019, 17, 18, they needed to go SS1 and find powers beyond SS1, and Cell freaking took SS2 to defeat. And then when we got to Majin Buu, it took SS3. It was very easy to follow the power scaling back in Z. Here, I'm like, I just don't get it. Tamagami 3 is the weakest, yet it took SS2 to beat him. Tamagami 2 is like middle of the road. It took SS3 to beat him. And I thought Majin Duu was on a whole nother level, because I'm thinking Tamagami 1 is the strongest of all the Tamagami, yet the guy that beat Tamagami 1, Goku at SS1, is evenly matched with him. And I was it the Zenkai boost? I know they got some rest, you know, from previous nights, and they did eat one of the bugs that replenish the stamina, but I mean, yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand. Yeah, Goku at SS1. I mean, did he take that much of a Zenkai boost? Like, I don't get it. I have no answer for it. So yeah, it is what it is. But the fight itself is really cool, and so they end up basically forcing the impact of the fist forces them to a part, and now they go right back to each other, and now they are in their classic test of strength here. So yeah, SS1 Goku, like I said, is looking more like Tamagami 1 is the weakest of the Tamagami, because Tamagami 1 did not put up this level of fight with Majin Duu. SS1 Goku is putting up that level of a fight, and Goku needed SS2 and Vegeta needed SS3 to defeat the previous two weaker Tamagami. So it's all over the place here, and everything like that. So we got our stalemate, and this is a really good fight so far, because I'm like, is he gonna force Goku to go SS3? And even everyone, this first time they're seeing, like King Caden, his first time seeing Goku fight, he's like, oh wow, he really is amazing. And then from here we end up getting they're saying that, yeah, that Majin is pretty powerful too, as the woman here says. And from there, we get a look at the this ledge, close-up shot ledge of the palace for Gomah, and it's right here that Gomah hand comes on up, and you can see how massively powerful he is. Like, just doing that breaks the ground underneath. And then Goku and we got Goku and Majin Duu still at a stalemate. Like, the animation here is looking on point. Just neither warrior giving up. And once again, like, one of Majin Duu's amazing techniques, he's gonna try and use that blast, and Goku sees it's coming, and he starts unleashing that blast. He's about to get strong, and then right here we see a shadowy figure, and it forms a purple key, and it is obviously Gomah, who throws the purple key blast over to the green blast, and boom, basically breaks up that whole action. And they look and see, bam, completely destroys, I don't know if that's a whole island or a whole planet, however the third demon realm works, and they see it is Gomah, who basically drops down to the ground, and everyone is perplexed. Everyone's like, what in the world is going on here? And Goku's gone back in base form that quickly, so it's amazing how quickly they got back in base form. And you see some lookups, basically the muscles. We got the third eye is glowing. It is Gomah. Like I said, he looks like a pride trooper. He says, sorry to interrupt you, but he says, I was wondering what that commotion was. And Goku's like, it's Gomah. No, I think it was Glorio off screen goes like, it's Gomah. And he says, Goku's like, so you're Gomah. And he's like, that's right, I am the Supreme Demon King Gomah. And like I said, he kind of looks like a reject version of Jiren. And Dr. Arinsu, she's shocked. She said that's impossible. She notices that he has the third eye, and even Neva, they can't believe they mentioned how the third eye is legendary evil, and it basically can give you, as it says, an unparalleled power, and how the previous Demon King, Supreme Demon Kings, used it to rule over all three demon realms. As exactly that's what Dabura's father Abura once had, and Glorio's like, but how would they've gotten? He said, but that was lost during Abura's age, and Neville's like, yeah, but how did he find it? And this kind of goes into what I was saying previous episodes. They explained to us what the third eye is, in terms of basically a flashback that was off screen, with the narrator letting us, the audience, know, but necessarily it's not going to be known to the main cast. So they're just going to have to assume that, okay, this is Gomah's power, he found the third eye, and there's not much known about it. So that was interesting. Take a break of water here before we get to the really highly action-packed stuff. All right, so he says, thank you for the kind explanation. He says, I suppose you all understand the true threat I pose now in my rebirth. And Bulma is completely shocked, and she's like, isn't that similar, that third eye, similar to what you had on your belt? And she's like, where is your belt? And he's like, who cares about that? He says, one eyeball is just like the next. So that's in line with how Hibiscus had no idea of what power he was wielding in his belt with that. And so from there, Luma is completely like, what? And so basically Goku, getting angry, says, so what now? Are you gonna fight us? And so basically from here, I believe he goes like, of course, basically. Yeah, he's like, of course I. And then so from here, Glorio basically yeah, from here, basically, Glorio, no, not Glorio, Gomah goes right to the ground, and he starts forming this big, giant hand, and from there, he's like, I like to try out this power that I've obtained, and from here, Goku gets on guard, and he says, I'll prepare a special ring for us, and so Gomah uses his power, and this was really sick-looking animation here. These purple lights go everywhere, kind of reminds me of when Super Buu did the human extinction attack, and all the rocks and everything in the land just starts forming, and this is really cool. Like the whole demon realm starts going purple, and we start seeing everything over here. Like the whole ground just ends up completely changing, and there you see Gomah just completely in control of everything. And man, right there, the whole ground starts forming, and this looks really sick. So I'm all in favor of making the surroundings look like it's going to be an epic final battle showdown. Like this was just sick. Kudos to the animation staff. The CGI on here was absolutely on point. I mean, just look how gorgeous that looks in terms of animation, and just really making it look like it's going to be an epic battle. So I'm imagining it'd be cool to see, I know in the last Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, they didn't add any new arenas, but it'd be cool to see if they add this as a new arena, because there ain't nothing in the Dragon Ball playable version of the game right now that has an arena that looks like this. But this is just cool. I love the spikes and everything. Just that whole arena looks epic. Like that is really cool. And after the purple disperses from there, this is where we're left with. So that was really awesome. And then from here, we end up having the eye basically go back into energy, and there we are. We have Degesu, we have Degesu, he's long gone, right? We have Gomah, he's just doing this maniacal laughing, and Vegeta basically is like, F it. He says, I'm just gonna go ahead and try first. So we see even if Vegeta was in his regular adult form, you can see how massively more taller what's his name? Gomah is, because Gomah's like gotta be like what, 20, 30, 40, 50 feet or something like that tall, between 30 to 40, 50 feet, 30, yeah, I'd probably say about 30 to 50 feet. He's dang near looks as tall as the Hell in a Cell from WWE. So Vegeta basically wasted no time. He goes right over to Gomah, and he goes for the punch, and Gomah, he's gonna like, I just need one finger, and boom, he blocks base form Vegeta's stuff with just one finger, and he's like, if you really want to try out your power, then I'm game. And then so Goku's like, wait, Vegeta, and then right there, Gomah goes for the punch, and then bam, look at Vegeta, he's like, oh crap, and then he tries his best to hold it down, but it's no avail, and woo, sends Vegeta flying into the sky. And Gomah's quick, he flies right after Vegeta, and from here Gomah is basically going for the punch, and then bam, hits the ground, and there you see part of his castle ends up getting destroyed. He's like, oh god, and this is exactly what I was talking about. He has been such a dumb villain through the entire series that even though he has the power now, I'm like, I just don't see that translating over well. And here you see it, he's completely dumb, realizing that yeah, making an arena where your castle is Probably not the smartest idea if you don't want stuff to be destroyed. So Goku, he's looking at Gomah's power, and Vegeta, he goes to his old handy ki blast in base form, you know, and he just starts shooting these ki blasts at, and Gomah's like, stop destroying anymore, don't destroy anymore. And from there, Vegeta's able to dodge in base form, and he starts throwing these ki blasts, and he starts shooting it at Gomah, and it is doing nothing. These ki blasts are doing nothing, and of course, base form Vegeta is not going to do nothing. It's just blasting right off of Gomah, and he tries something point blank to the face, and bam, nothing goes. And this had to be a shout out to the Broly movie when Broly does the clothesline to Vegeta. So Gomah does the clothesline right here. Vegeta's trying to block it, but boom, it smushes Vegeta's face, and bam, sends Vegeta flying again right to the ground and right through all the rocks, and boom, right there, right through multiple rocks. And Vegeta's like, this guy, and Gomah looking down like, what you gonna do, what you gonna do? And Vegeta's like, goes Super Saiyan, and oh my gosh, the animations, the drawings, they're looking so awesome right here. So Vegeta quickly goes SS1. I'm glad he figured this out a lot more quicker than they did 2 episodes previously. So Vegeta flies right over back into the arena towards Gomah, and he's flying with huge speeds, SS1, trying to go ahead and get a good shot in right on Gomah, and Gomah's still, he's not putting up any fight, he's not putting up any guard. Boom, right there, Vegeta nails him right in the face, to no avail. Oh yeah, looking at it at the sides different, he's got to be like 50 feet tall at that point. Holy crap, my gosh. Yeah, Vegeta no match for Gomah's power here at SS1. And Vegeta basically, even though he got bounced off from the impact of trying to punch him, Vegeta starts just going ham, trying to do as many punches, and then boom, Gomah catches him, and he just chucks Vegeta. Bam, right there, you see Vegeta's like, ah! Bam, right into base form. Look at that, SS1. The throw was so hard it forced Vegeta back into base form, and bam, hits the rock right there. And Goku's like, hey, let's all go together. And then Goku flies right on out of frame, and Piccolo's like, right, got it. And Nahare's like, let's go. And then Glorio's like, hold this for me. And there you see, you know, things have gotten really effed up when Goku, as Bulma's about to mention here, because yeah, you see Piccolo taking off the cape and turban. They realize, okay, it is serious business now. And then you see Nahare flying right there out of frame. Glorio getting his piece ready. Bulma saying how it is so unlike Goku to basically want to go here and fight on his own and stuff, not fight on his own. When Goku gets to the point where he's like, let's jump him, yeah, things have gotten serious. And so that's where Neva says the enemy they face is just that overwhelming. And so there you see Gomah looking completely sinister, because he knows, oh, he's got these guys. He's been waiting for this moment the whole time. And so Goku flies towards him in base form, and Piccolo, he dodges all their stuff. Nahare shoots a ki blast, and then basically from there, he shoots it out there, and then Glorio, he goes ahead and shoots his gun right there, and they're flying off, and basically all these things hit Gomah, and he smacks Piccolo Goku away and completely goes ahead and tanks all their blasts. So nothing. And this is getting to like when Broly was doing this whole thing when he in the 7th movie, he's like basically dodging like this when all 4 of them are trying to hit him. So man, Goku goes flying back, and then from here Goku stops himself. He starts getting that golden glow and goes SS1 and goes right back onto the attack, goes right for a punch. And then I love the transition. Goku, he goes out of frame, and Vegeta's right behind him back in SS1 with a ki blast. He's going straight towards Gomah, and he unleashes that ki blast, and boom, it hits Gomah, but nothing. And all 3 of them trying to stay on tack. Piccolo punching, Vegeta with a kick, Son Goku trying to go to the abdomen, probably go for a liver shot. Nahare shooting a ki blast, he shoots it over there. Glorio with his gun shoots out that blast, loving the animation, and he shoots it right towards Gomah. And you can see they're all trying to make sure they attack him at the same time, and a big explosion happens, and nothing, because you can see with the purple line there, Gomah is like, just flexing, because he know he has got everything he needs with that purple eye. Let's take a break, because it's about to get crazy with the action now. All right, so our heroes are all trying to fight Gomah at once, and bam, look at this, just smacking them away like they're nothing but a bunch of fleas, a bunch of flies, going all out basically to him. They are trying to do their best, circle around him, trying to come up with some strategy. Goku going in for a shot to peg, boom, gets nailed right there, and then Vegeta with a key blast, and there you see Goku, he is flying back at SS1, and bam, goes right through the rocks, and then from there you see, very interesting, this is going to be something very, something to keep very much track of, because we see this brown wallet thing where of course Goku has all his bugs, like the like where he keeps it to replenish the stamina, and then also as well as the fusion bugs are in there too. That falls out of Goku's shirt there, and Goku, he's flying right back. He didn't even notice as it flies on the ground. So this is creating some more tension. I know this is gonna play a bigger role later, and Goku and the others are fighting, as King Caden says, and from here, this is where Bulma, she suggests to Dr. Arinsu, hey, your guys are strong, why don't you get in there and help them? And Dr. Arinsu's like, you know, she's not exactly wanting to help these guys, but looking at SS1 Vegeta, boom, getting wrecked right there with a punch, and Piccolo coming in and boom, getting wrecked right there with a kick. Dr. Arinsu's like, she realized, yeah, you're gonna have to work together with these guys if you want a shot at your wish. And so from here, Goku even flying towards Gomah, bam, gets wrecked with another punch, and Gomah's just loving all of this. So she says, you two, Kuu and Duu, you're up. She says, go fight, help him out. And Majin Kuu's like, now you're talking. And Duu is like, thank you. And so both Kuu and Duu fly into the sky, and Dr. Arinsu flies up after them. And then the rest of the crew, they also fly. Everyone's flying into danger, and Bulma is even like, hey, take me with you guys. And so the big muscle girl, basically, that works for King Caden, she grabs Bulma, aka Boma, up and flies after them. So everybody's flying right into the danger zone. Like, wow, you really want to get close on that action. You literally see that this Gomah is the real deal, but okay. And this is really cool. Basically, he doesn't even walk back. The way the animation is, like, he walks back, like, he slides in basically like that. Neva, he looks over to Tamagami 1, who's looking in awe, like, oh, and he gives a wink. And Tamagami 1's like, me? And he's like, me? And from there, Neva's like, mm-hmm. And he gives this special wink. And from here, it ends up unleashing this blue key that I guess unlocks Tamagami 1's true power, which I guess kind of could make sense now, because I was wondering, how is Majin Duu able to last, is having a hard time with SS1 Goku. If we do remember, Neva did unleash the true power of Tamagami 2. Maybe Tamagami 1 is the strongest, but it takes Neva to unleash his full power. So I'm guessing maybe that's what happened. I guess that could at least help explain some things right there. And so we go back to the battlefield from there. Let me get a sip of water here. So back on the battlefield, we get Tamagami 1 has entered the battlefield, and you can see the sparks flying, all types of crazy blasts. Piccolo and Vegeta coming in, bam! Piccolo gets wrecked, and Vegeta at the same time, both of them back to the double fist. Goku comes in with that kick, bam! Oh, Goku got all that kick, gets sent flying, and then you have Nahare and Glorio trying to shoot their blast at Gomah, and then bam, this rock comes in, but before Gomah can get to them, it's Majin Duu and Kuu. So Majin Duu, he ends up strapping his arms right over Gomah, and there you go, using one of his big techniques. And then here comes Vegeta and Piccolo flying in. Vegeta and Piccolo coming in with a double kick, looking pretty cool. Yo, it's like they're doing 17 and 18, that kick they do to future Gohan. It is so cool to see Piccolo and Vegeta teaming up in this manner. And so there you go, loving the animation, loving the action. And then right here, Goku comes flying in, SS1, and then Majin Kuu comes flying in right under Duu. So he's going in for a punch here, and then Gomah, his eye ends up glowing, and there you go, right before everyone can land their attack, and the rocks start forming out of nowhere, and here we go, bam! Oh, nasty, that rock hits Piccolo and Vegeta right bam, nasty looking, bam. Goku about to come in for that punch. Oh, right on the jaw, right on the jaw. They got Goku right on the jaw. And then Koo comes in, and then bam, oh, right on the back of the head. And I love the speed lines to really emphasize here from the animators how quickly speed and just how fast this is. And then Gomah looks up here where we see this purple lighting has been shot towards him, and it is Tamagami 1 in this. All right, we end the fight. When Tamagami has to fight for anything other than protecting the Dragon Ball, you know things have gotten real. And so, like I said, this is the tension we've been needing in Dragon Ball DAIMA, and this blast comes really close to Gomah, but it is no avail. Gomah, even though he was caught off guard for a moment, which means maybe Tamagami 1 is now on a stronger level than we could have ever imagined, the eyeball starts glowing, and this ends up sending the ki blast right back over to Tamagami 1, and boom, big explosion, and that sends Tamagami 1 and Majin Duu both flying. Man, Gomah really showing itself. Now, this is where I would say right here, us knowing how strong Tamagami 1 and Majin Duu are, the fact that they're getting blown away like this, and SS1 Goku was able to hold his own with Majin Duu, that shows you on the power scale just how unworldly another level that Gomah truly is. And Gomah ends up basically just coming down here. He's flexing now. He's like, oh, I got this, you mother effers ain't got nothing on me, is basically what he's thinking. And that eye is forever glowing. Man, look at him, just looking at him look intense as ever. And there you see all our heroes like, this is raw. I'm like, at this point in the episode, I'm like, this is what's up, man. This is what's up. We got Tamagami 1, Glorio, Nahare, SS1 Vegeta, SS1 Goku, Piccolo with his cape and turban off, Majin Kuu, Majin Duu. We got the strongest of the strongest here, all trying to stand up to Gomah. And I think this is a good moment right now for me to really just bring up the animation staff here, basically, because man, they really went all out for this. Just so much fantastic on the animation staff, because like, who was some of the key animators? I'm looking up here in my notes. Where are we for my notes? Had to do a lot of scrolling up here. Yeah, because because I'm trying to the opening ending credits here. So the key animation, Ryo Onishi. Man, fantastic stuff. And I mean, it's just a lot. All the animators did a lot of really good stuff. I see we even got Tadayoshi Yamamoto, who obviously was like the head one for a long time. Nako Yamoka, just man, a lot of heavy hitters they got on here. Tamiki Ishii, just fantastic. A lot of this stuff looks like kind of like Shintani's work. I'm not sure if he was listed here, but all the animators get all the praise for it because they go all out. Because what we get from here, ladies and gentlemen, is arguably, I think, some of the best fighting animation we have seen in Dragon Ball in terms of 2D animation since Dragon Ball Super Broly. Holy crap, man. Let me get a sip of water here for this. All right, so as our heroes, friends and family look on, and Hibis, who's got both Dragon Balls. I don't know why he's wearing it like it's a brawl, but man, Hibis is always good for breaking up the action here. But yeah, you got King Caden and his crew looking on very intensely. And so from here, this is where the camera starts swinging around. We get a lot of panning shots of the action, and King Gomah, this is Demon Supreme King Gomah, he's just looking super confident ever as he got this one in the bank. He's like, all of y'all try something, what's good? So SS Goku gets on guard. He is looking serious, and Goku, I mean, just look how serious Goku looks. They almost like they got adult Goku on Kid Goku's body there, just the facial expression and everything. And so from here, King Gomah, he's still looking for a standoff. The purple eye is glowing, and I just really love this shot here. Goku is still looking on point, on business, and Gomah's like, if you ain't gonna bring the fight to me, I'll bring the fight to you. And so from there, he starts glowing and has all the rock formations coming up out of the ground, and he sends it right towards Majin Duu and Kuu, and Majin Duu and Kuu are blasting. They're trying to fight all these rocks. They're dodging and they're breaking through everything. Man, the animation gets so insane right here. We see Majin Duu breaking the rocks, Majin Kuu blasting. They're just breaking, blasting stuff everywhere. And then you see Glorio and the East Kaioshin. They're trying to go ahead and go through these rocks as well. Bam, breaking through those rocks, doing everything they can to survive this, because Glorio is all over the place. They're dodging, and then even Glorio doesn't know where this stuff is else coming from. SS Goku on point, flying right into danger. Him, Vegeta, and Piccolo, they're flying right over each other basically and creating a spiral, trying to dodge all these attacks as they get super closer to Gomah. And then bam, right there you see them dodging all those rocks right there. Goku getting closer, teleporting out of the way, trying to make sure he goes ahead and gets through the rock formation, trying to get right there, kicking the rock there. And then from here another rock comes, and then right here, this is really cool, Gomah realizes that throwing these rocks around ain't gonna do not much of anything, so he basically goes right there and encloses this rock in front of Son Goku. But Tamagami #1 is like, nah, bam, slashes Gomah's stuff, and right there you see Goku flies straight towards it. Piccolo and Vegeta going head forward, so Gomah goes ahead and flies right there, and we get another cool eye shot of the third eye. And there you go, Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, all once going with the fist. But then there you see Gomah coming in with another fist of his own, and bam, they collide, and yeah, it is no avail there. Piccolo goes for the chest, nothing. Vegeta goes for a kick on the shoulder, nothing. Oh no, he goes for a punch right there, nothing going. And all three warriors trying their best, and you see the impact. It completely breaks the entire ground below them, and you see electricity flying all over the place, thunder, the whole ground is shaking. And then bam, from there Gomah messing all three of these guys up. They're flying everywhere they can, but it is no avail. Bam, Gomah, oh, Piccolo, man, nothing. As the camera swings around, Gomah basically completely kicking Vegeta, and then you start seeing this greenish energy from there. Vegeta coming flying in, all three of them trying to go over there, and then Gomah takes this electricity and bam, swipes all of them away. And then Tamagami 1 comes up from behind with a sneak attack, and then Gomah, boom, like, what you thought it was? What you thought it was? He's able to dodge his Tamagami 1's sword, and basically ends up basically swooping right towards the side, and then goes in for a kick. Bam! Kicks Tamagami 1 right out the frame, and then quickly Nahare and Glorio come up with their ki blast, and they try to shoot it, and then nope, Gomah's like, what y'all thought it was? And then bam, sends that right back at them. Bam! And they both get hit with their own attacks. And then Majin Kuu comes right in, trying to go ahead and do a sneak attack with the kick, and then Gomah side sweeps him, and then bam, oh, look at that kick right to Majin Kuu, sends him flying. Oh, he really laid that kick in, and here comes Majin Duu, and then he tries to go ahead and wraps his body around Gomah, and successfully he ends up wrapping it around him, and then Goku comes flying right in. Let me take a water break here. Gotta make sure I keep my voice up for all this action. All right, so Goku goes flying right in, and then there you see he's flying close in. Goku going all out, and I love this. He starts forming his energy ki blast with the SS1. Look at that! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Look at the animation. Also, shout out to the music as well. The music composition for this man. Man, the music was on fire. It felt like that final battle type of music. So they were on point. Animation, music, and bam! Goku yells as much power as he can at SS1 with Gomah. You know, with it being as serious as it is, I'm not sure why Goku then go SS2 and SS3. You're in the final battle. There is no need to try and conserve energy at this point. You need to go all out, and I clearly think that should be made simple. I don't even know why Vegeta's not even going all out at this. So Goku goes right in, and basically right there, SS1 is pushing back Gomah, and you can see the fast speed. Goku's trying to go all out at SS1, not 2 or 3, but at least all out at SS1 to try and take Gomah out, and we see a big explosion, and look at that. Whoa! Piccolo, Vegeta flying right in. Big giant explosion of light, and all of them gonna try and take out Gomah at once. But boom, they do nail Gomah in the legs and the arms and the back, but I don't think any of them are gonna be aching like that, because Gomah, he ends up doing this cool action frame and bam, uses his power to completely blow everybody off. So it is not working. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, you have got to go SS2. You've got to go SS3. Like I said, there is no point in conserving ki when you already know your form is not going to be strong enough. Even Goku had to call everybody in. It should be strong. They should know now. You've got to go SS2. You've got to go SS3. You got to take the power up a notch. And so we get this cool wide shot of the explosion with the blast. Man, looking fantastic, and Gomah still confident, realizing that these guys got nothing on him. Look at just how tiny Gomah looks in comparison to his aura. That is the power of the third eye, and this is one of the awesome shots that we get here. Goku starts forming the Kamehameha as we start doing this panning shot. So he's going in, Kamehameha, and then we go over to Vegeta, who's like, Galactic! And then you get right here, Piccolo forming his technique really well as we get the also familiar Makokosapa, aka Special Beam Cannon. And then we go to another rock here where Nahare is charging up his Ki Blast. We got Glorio charging up his Ki Blast. Then the camera swings over to Majin Duu, who's powering up his Mouth Blast, and Majin Kuu next to him with his Power Blast. And then we get Tamagami 1, who's unleashing his ultimate attack through his sword. Every warrior trying to go all out, and Gomah's like, y'all mother effers think y'all can try me? Try it, bring it, and it's getting really intense. We see a close-up of the third eye, and Goku right there at SS1. He's got the Kamehameha ready at SS1. He's unleashing all of the power, and he goes, ha! And Vegeta's like, gone! And everything, Piccolo, Makokosapa, aka Special Beam Cannon, and everybody's unleashing their blast, all out assault. This is sick. I'm loving it. This is the animation we were looking for in Dragon Ball DAIMA, as they have always knocked it out of the park. And all the blasts, they come right towards Gomah at once, showing no respect for any of their Ki blasts, and he does the 17 barrier, aka Cell Barrier as well. And it does nothing. It neutralizes all of their Ki blasts. And Goku, even in the Kamehameha, is like, huh? I can't believe it. And you see this. Look at the blast. It is doing nothing. Nothing at all. It absorbs or just destroys all their Ki blasts from there. And Gomah right there, when it does the zoom in the eye and you get these crazy speed lines, Gomah starts basically powering up, and bam, unleashes a powerful full body explosion of Ki, and they start nailing everywhere, and bam, hits Goku. And then Vegeta's trying to get out of the way, bam, hits Vegeta. Piccolo just standing there, look like he's trying to get out of the way, bam, hits Piccolo. And then there's a huge explosion. It hits Majin Kuu and Duu, boom, hits Tamagami 1, and it has reduced everybody to their normal state. It's fantastic action sequence. Goku is base form, Vegeta is base form, and Vegeta's at this point, he's like, Kakarot, those bugs, have you got any more? Now, why Vegeta didn't go SS2 or 3 and trying to do his best to beat him at SS1, I have no idea. And so Goku's like, they're gone, because of course earlier in the episode we saw them fall right out, and Vegeta's like, blasted, and Vegeta basically base form falls out. He is knocked out, KO. Looks like all the other fighters are KO. Goku tries to grab Vegeta, and then his energy, basically this weird cool purple bluish energy, comes up over by Son Goku, and it ends up sending him into the sky. And it is Gomah using the power of the third eye, basically. And you could know this is personal. He really wanted to go ahead and and basically do this power with Goku, because he's been waiting this. It has been personal. He has had to watch Son Goku not only defeat Majin Buu, but overcome all the odds when he thought turning Goku into a kid was gonna be enough. It was not, obviously. Here, this shows you exactly what has happened. And at this point, Gomah Goma's like, I can do this now. He said, you took my Dragon Balls, you took Tamagami, you beat the Tamagamis, but you ain't nothing. You ain't nothing compared to my third eye. That's basically what Goma's doing. So he's getting the power raising up. He is ready to kill Son Goku because he has been the biggest pain in his eye. And Goku is basically standing there. He's like, he cannot move. It looks like it is all over for Son Goku. And so Gomah, he unleashes his purple blast. He is ready to try and kill Son Goku, but Majin Duu and Tamagami 1, they get in front of him and they are able to save Son Goku and hold back because like I said, Tamagami 1 and Majin Duu seem to be the most naturally strongest that we got here basically for what we have here. It is completely amazing in terms of power and everything of what we got here. And so from here, Son Goku completely, oh my gosh, so completely still in a huge shock of power and stuff. Basically, there's not much he can do right here. You got Duu and you got Tamagami 1 looking fantastic, basically on point, trying to hold back Gomah's ki. And then this is the moment that we all, as Dragon Ball fans, have been waiting for. I guess, Goku says, I guess I ain't got a choice. And so from there, Goku, he ends up getting the purple stuff that was keeping him contained. It ends up going off, and Goku basically is able to see, he's able to break it. Yeah, he was able to break free of it, I guess, basically because of Majin Duu and Tamagami 1 basically holding him back. And then from there, Goku, he basically starts going ahead and doing that power up. We got the glow. He's going SS1, and it looks like from here you start seeing this really cool shot of where the thing that he uses to keep the Neo Bowl, aka the power pole, it starts basically going ahead and breaking on. It starts breaking out from there, and it goes ahead and it unleashes. From here you get the SS2 form. So right now Goku's going SS2. There is only one more spot left to go. The hair is getting strong, the hair is getting longer. It can be only one thing, and you know, Masako Nozawa, she killed it, and I know Stephanie Nadoni is gonna go kill this scene. But Goku, he starts unleashing the all familiar scream. You know, SS3, he is powering up. There is no doubt about it. I have been waiting. SS3, of course, it was like one of my favorite forms ever in Dragon Ball. I've been waiting for this the whole time. Goku going all out. SS3, we see the hair, and then boom, the electricity. And from right here, Majin Duu and Tamagami 1 are bam sent packing. The blast from Gomah was just too strong for them. And there you see the electricity, the long hair, the no eyebrows. Goku, with his eyes closed, opens his eyes, and now Goku is on business. For the first time, we see Son Goku is taking things serious in Dragon Ball DAIMA. He is at the pinnacle of power. Super Saiyan 3, aka Super Saiyan 3, Saiyan 3, all that. Because as we know, in Dragon Ball DAIMA, the timeline takes place 1 year after the defeat of Majin Buu, but 2 years before the defeat of 4 years before the defeat of Kid Buu. And so Goku SS3 basically looking straight on at Gomah. This is the part where you really want to say you effed up. But Goku, all business with electricity, it's gonna be a tough one. And I imagine this is gonna be Goku having to go all out now. We are at the absolute power. This is the tension that we've been waiting for in Dragon Ball DAIMA for sure. And that blast goes right towards Goku. It hits him and boom, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Goma's like, huh? And then he goes like, okay, you got something now. All right. So here we are. And this is just sick. The purple blast that Gomah sent, just nothing. I love the sparks, the animation. SS3 Goku, absolutely on freaking point. There you see it. Electricities have gone ahead and flown by. Man, Goku looking absolutely amazing. SS3, this is our first time seeing Kid SS3 Goku since the days, as I always like to say, Dragon Ball GT. So that was really cool to see. And right there, he is looking at Gomah ready, and this is where the episode pretty much ends. A standoff. They got the Neo Bowl at the bottom there for some reason, but yeah, SS3 Goku, Gomah, and the battle is about to get good, even better. Overall, I love the episode. Fantastic episode. Like I said, it definitely had some of the best I would say tension moments ever. I think Goku could have gone SS3 a little bit sooner. Same thing with Vegeta. Like, why did Vegeta wait till he gets beaten up again? Like, this is the second time Vegeta's gone to base form when he could have just gone even more powerful. Once you realize the enemy is stronger, then it's like, come on, at that point you should. So going from there you have Goku SS3 and Gomah fighting. That was a great way to tease. Animation was on point. So yeah, this is definitely really good. I'm looking to see where we're going for episode 18 and see how everything goes. So like I said, I can't say enough but huge praise for this episode. Looking at where we got for the next episode, Awakening, as it's going to be called, SS3 Goku. This is really cool. This shot is taken like right from when he basically goes right towards Kid Buu in that episodes of DBZ, so that was really awesome. So we see SS3 Goku going in with a fist, and there we see Gomah has finally gained some respect. Gomah is now absolutely on point basically for trying to take Goku serious, and we see he goes for the kick and Goku's able to dodge and block his technique. So like we're gonna have ourselves quite a big epic battle here with these two, so I'm looking forward to it. But this is only just a little snippet of the episode. I'm really wondering what's going to happen here with these bugs, the fusion bugs, how this is all going to end up coming into play. And we see the blast basically from Gomah shooting it at SS3 Goku. So it's looking really cool. Like there's a lot of ki blasts fighting. And we're going to see how good Gomah is here, because when you're fighting at this level, basically, when Gomah's fighting at this level, basically on something like this, we're going to see how good of a strategicness he is when it comes to fighting. How good can he strategize? Because Goku obviously is much better of a fighter, and these shots are just looking awesome. Like, man, this is just definitely giving me, reminding me of the Kid Buu SS3 Goku fight, which is one of my favorite fights in all of Dragon Ball. Like, that shot right there just looks absolutely sick. Just blowing Gomah's ki blast right out the way with ease. Goku kicking it away. Like this is just looking awesome right here. Like, yeah, love to see it. Goku taking Gomah completely serious, dodging his ki blast, and the last shot we get of the preview is Goku flying right towards him. So I am absolutely looking forward to that. So Dragon Ball DAIMA hyping up. We got 4 episodes left to go now. So 3 episodes, right? 18, 19, and 20. So it's gonna be a blast. Can't wait to see where things go. I'm still holding out for hope that we're gonna get SS4, a repurposed version of SS4 in this. Hoping the fusion is gonna lead to something cool with Goku and Vegeta. So gotta see where everything lands for that. All right, gonna take a look at the chat here. As I said, I will read the chat after the episodes were done. So we'll take a look at here. All right, let's see what we got here. Gonna go ahead and read the chats here. Then Nice Guy, hi, says, can I have a shout out? Shout out to Then Nice Guy. Thank you for coming out on the chat. Appreciate it. Grand Car Wash says, favorite characters in Dragon Ball DAIMA. Let me see. As far as favorite characters in Dragon Ball DAIMA, oh boy, I mean, obviously you've got Goku and Vegeta, but they're the favorite characters that we all love throughout all of Dragon Ball. In terms of new characters, I do like Panzy. I like the bravery, how brave she is and everything. In terms of the antagonist, Arinsu has been the best antagonist, I think. So I would say it's probably between Panzy and Dr. Arinsu. Also, Hibis has been a hilarious character. So I would say those are probably my 3 favorite new characters that have been introduced in terms of Dragon Ball DAIMA. Panzy, Dr. Arinsu, and Hibis. So that's been really cool. Let's see, Malady Nakosi. Yeah, sorry if I butchered that. What's up? Hey, thanks for joining the chat, Mr. Unknown. Thank you for joining the chat and everything. and stuff like that, so appreciate you there. Hinsu says very funny. So yeah, if you got entertained out of the stream, hope you did. Same thing with you, Mr. Unknown, and all that stuff. Do Piccolo's voice. I can't really do much of Piccolo's voice other than just deepen my voice like that and everything. But yeah, everybody, thanks for joining the chat. It always helps the engagement levels out and all that stuff here and everything like that. That being said, you guys can join me for my next Dragon Ball DAIMA review, episode 18 coming up. But in the meantime, you can click more Dragon Ball content there on the screen, and then follow me on my social media platforms, which are all right there in the description and pinned comment below. Until next time, take care.